welcome to my channel. Today I kind of wanted to sit down and I wanted to challenge myself. And I said to myself, you know what, Nicole? Today you're going to do something that takes you out of your own comfort zone. What are some things that take me out of my comfort zone, you ask? Lots of color on the eyes is number one. And number two, as you saw in my previous tutorial, festival looks. Totally not usually my thing. I love creative makeup, but I don't really go to festivals. So for me, it's kind of a foreign concept. So I was kind of like going through my subscription box, saying to myself, you know, which of these videos, if I had to do them, would really take me out of my comfort zone? I wound up watching Crispy's pink festival makeup tutorial, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do exactly her makeup because there's no point in that because everybody's already seen it. But pink festival makeup, now there's something that's gonna like push me out of my usual comfort zone. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing some pink festival makeup look. If you hear a licking noise in the background, it's Charlie. Charlie's licking his chops. Today's look, as you probably saw up close in the intro, is a blurred pink lip with some gold detailing, a pink halo eye with some glitter, and some gold freckles and pink highlight on the cheeks. I really love the combination of like a magenta pink with gold detailing. I don't know what it is, but that combination has always appealed to me. As always, if you guys feel like this is a little too much for you, like if the blurred lip line is too much, skip that part. If you feel like the gold line down the lip, if that's too much, don't do that part. You guys can pick and choose like what you want to do. If you're going to recreate this look, it's all about what you want to wear. I just do the whole thing that you guys can see how it's done if you do want to do it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Before we get started, I just want to say that this is my first time filming a tutorial on my new camera, so if the white balance is off or the audio is a little bit low or too high or something, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get all the settings absolutely perfect, but it takes a little bit of trial and error, so bear with me. Hopefully I got it right this time. I have been playing with it a little bit. I've been sitting in front of this thing trying to make sure it's perfect for fucking hours this week. Much like myself as a whole, it is a work in progress. So if it's not perfect, I'm working on it and it's gonna get better within the next 2 videos or so. You know, I kind of got to adjust for little details here and there. Anyways, if you want to see how I did this gold and pink festival inspired, frickly, fun little look, keep on watching. I'm gonna zoom in and we're gonna get started. So I'm kind of making this look up as I go, which means that I don't exactly know what I'm going to use yet. So I just put a bunch of pink and gold stuff out on my counter and we're gonna see what happens. Let's zoom in and start working on the eye look. For the eyes, we're going to start with the transition color as usual. I'm going to use Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie on a Sigma E40 blending brush. I want to start adding some pinkness into the transition for the eye, so I'm going to take a bright pink color and I am going to put it in my crease. It'll be a little bit too light for a crease color right now, but I'm going to darken it up with a deeper crease color afterward. To do that, I am going to pick up this neon pink color from the Morphe 35B palette on a Morphe M441 brush. Next, I'm going to use a deep pink color to create kind of a halo effect around the eye. So I'm going to bring that a little bit into the crease and also on the outer and inner corners of the eyes. To do that, I'm going to go into the Modern Renaissance palette and pick up the color Love Letter on a Real Techniques shading brush. For the center of the lid, I'm going to choose like kind of a goldish champagne color. For that, I'm going to grab the color Primavera from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to apply that with a clean version of the Real Techniques shading brush. Once I pack that color onto the brush, I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of setting spray. Blend that into the lid color a little bit. I'm going to pick up that same brush that I used Love Letter on and just tap it over the edge. I still feel like the outer corner needs to be deepened up a little bit more, so I'm going to grab a little bit more of Love Letter, but this time I'm going to also mix it with a touch of Venetian Red, which is a little bit more of like a brick red tone, and it is a little bit darker, even though you can't tell in the pan. It does apply a lot darker on the skin. And I'm going to apply that with a pencil brush. I want the lid color to pop a little bit more than it already is, so I'm going to add just a touch of glitter. I don't really want this to be a glitter look. Sometimes you need it. It's the ultimate highlight. I'm going to use the LA Splash Glitter Eyeliner in the color Pink Sparkles. And I'm just going to pop that in the center of the lid where I put down that color Primavera. Whenever you use a glitter eyeliner as a lid shade, you should just kind of like tilt your head back and try not to blink for a few seconds until it dries, because otherwise shit's gonna get all over the top of your lids and all into your crease. This is why I look like a weirdo right now. Since most of the work on the top lid is done, I am now going to conceal underneath my eyes because I think we're pretty safe as far as fallout is concerned. So I am just going to grab my Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to set it with my Kat Von D setting powder in the color Petal. Okay, my under eye area is set and concealed, and just in case, because these pigments are very bright, I put down a bunch of powder underneath my eyes so that if I do have an issue with fallout, I can just sweep it away and I don't look crazy or have to remove all of my face makeup, which I don't know if you guys have ever made that mistake and had to do that, but oh my god, it's the worst. For the under eye area, I want to do basically the same thing I did on the top lid with the crease. So I'm going to go in with a bright pink color, but because the area is smaller, I'm going to use the same Real Technique shading brush I used for the dark pink color earlier. And I'm not going to bother to clean it because I'm going to add more of that darker pink Love Letter back into the mix as well. Picked a little bit up on that brush and I'm going to run it underneath my entire lower lash line. And to blend that bitch out, I'm going to use the same Morphe M441 that I used to apply the pink in the crease the first time. I was originally thinking that I was going to do like a burgundy pink waterline for this look, but now that I'm seeing it more completed, I kind of feel like I wanted to be more of like a boop, like doe-eyed baby doll kind of a look. My nose is itchy. So instead I'm going to use a nude color in the waterline and add some fluttery lashes. For the nude in the waterline, I'm going to use the Walk of Shame pencil from Urban Decay. And for the lashes, I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara, and I am going to apply the Boudoir Light Lashes from House of Lashes. Okay, the lashes are on and the eyes are looking pretty fun, but I think just for a little bit more fun, I mean, this is a festival look after all, so we can get like a little crazy with it. I am going to put some of that same LA Splash glitter on my inner corners on the bottom just to kind of brighten that up, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the face. For the skin, I want to do like a very pink highlight. So the obvious way to do a very pink highlight is to use the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, which I am going to use, but I am going to incorporate a little trick that I've used before in a little mini Instagram tutorial, but I'll show you guys here as well because it takes 2 seconds. This is especially helpful if you're like a really pale person. To get your highlight to show a little bit more intensely, spritz your face with a little bit of setting spray first. Let it mostly dry, then apply your highlight to your cheekbones and wherever else you want it to really pop, and it's going to be like right in your face, crazy, like super highlighty. I don't know if I would recommend this for every day, but since we're going a little bit out of the box here, I think it's an appropriate time to employ such a trick. I'm gonna let it dry just a touch, just a scooch, just a tad. And for the pink highlight, I'm going to pick up the color Pink Heart from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm just going to apply it with this little Tarte blush brush that I got in a set a million years ago. For some reason, this wound up being my favorite highlight brush, and I use it all the time. It's a little big for a highlight brush, but it just applies it really smooth. I don't know, I like it. And to bring a little bit more color to the cheeks, I'm just going to grab my favorite blush at the moment. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the color Party. I feel like this blush was named by Pauly Shore or something. And because this is a festival look, I want to add like kind of a more interesting element into it a little bit. So I am going to create some faux gold freckles. I know a lot of you just froze there. Like, I hate fake freckles. Relax, okay? You don't have to wear them. I'm wearing them. You don't even have to do it. To make the gold faux freckles, I am going to use Sugarpill Goldilux Loose Eyeshadow. And I'm going to make that into like a paste, almost like a liquid eyeliner. I'm going to use a little dish, and I'm going to mix it with Inglot Fluid Line Mixing Medium. I put like 1 dropper full into the little dish, and then I just mix in my pigment as I see fit, and not the other way around, because I find that if you do it the other way around, you wind up wasting a lot of mixing medium. Once it's mixed together, it'll look a little something like that. I don't want to tip it all the way up and make a goddamn mess of the whole thing, but you guys see what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to use this synthetic e.l.f. eyeliner brush and dot that all over where I want there to be freckles. Mostly I'm going to put this on the spots where I put highlight, but I'm going to do some over the bridge of my nose, stuff like that too, just to kind of like give the impression that there were freckles would really be, even though they're gold and they're clearly not real freckles anyway, but you know, we try to make things legit. There are little gold freckles. You guys can see if I turn my face. I like them because they're like actually a little bit more subtle than putting on real colored freckles, if that makes any sense. Which I like wearing real colored fake freckles because I actually have some freckles, but they're light so they get covered. I put foundation on, but I like to put on fake ones then because then it makes your foundation look more natural, like it's more transparent, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but now that's pretty much the skin done, and now we can move on to the lips. For the lips, I am going to be doing a slightly blurred lip line, and you can totally 100% do this look with a normal, regular, clean lip line if you want to, but I just feel like since we're doing like a Coachella thing, then fuck it, why not? Like, try something new. And the lipstick I'll be using to do it is Bauhau5 or Bauhaus, or however the hell you want to say that, from Kat Von D. This is like my favorite bright pink ever. Now that those lips are applied, which I don't know if you guys are into this, but I really love how this looks. Like, I would wear this out just like for days, like normal days. I just think it looks really cool. But to tie in a little bit more of the gold element that I have going on, and also just for obligatory festival look purposes, but I don't feel like any festival look for this year is complete unless you do a gold line down the center of your lip. Thank you, Kim Kardashian, for making this a thing. And I'm pretty sure this year, if you don't do one of those, it's like technically not even a festival look. Like, what even is it? I don't even know. I'm gonna pick up the remainder of that gold paste that we made and the same brush that I used to make the freckles, and I'm just going to draw a very thin little gold line down the center of the bottom lip. Yep. Lipstick on my teeth. And this is the finished look. And that, my dear friends, is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you are going to a music festival this spring, have fun. Please be safe. I hear so many crazy stories about things that kids do these days at music festivals and stuff, and it scares the shit out of me. Please let me know in a comment below if there are any specific tutorials that you would like to see in the coming weeks. Also, let me know if you would like to wear this, because I would love to know how far you guys take your makeup looks and what you're comfortable wearing. Don't forget to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out. Subscribe so you can see more of my face. Go ahead and follow me on social media because that is where you are going to see me the most often. I am on Instagram every single day, and I'm very easy to contact on Twitter. So I will list that all here on the screen. It's also listed in the description box down below, and it's also just Miss Quinnface everywhere across the board. All the products that I use today will also be listed in the description box below. And that, I think, is it. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.